Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure. It's my honor as usual to be always greeting you and bringing this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look no other place but to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. That's the reason why I always point you to look inwardly. Now, I want to speak to you concerning inner exercise, outer manifestation. And the reason why I choose to speak to you on this topic, it is because most people that I would have grew up with, we all were taught to believe in a God outside of ourselves. And we all were taught to pray to a God outside of ourselves. And as a black person, I know most black people have a religious mentality, and most of our people believe in the story of Jesus and Mary. But when you learn that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically, you'll come to realize that everything takes place inwardly. And as you would exercise your physical body for outer manifestation, such as bigger muscles and a different look, or for losing weight or gaining muscle, whatever might be your goal, you would exercise and you would diet. So it all have to do with what you eat and whether you exercise or not. And that would bring about a transformation. So you have to understand, as you have a physical body, so too you have a spiritual body. And that spiritual body is referred to as the soul. So the soul is the invisible body, and your physical body is the visible soul, which is actually the expression of the soul. So too I would like you to understand that when you realize that God is your imagination, and you decide to use your imagination to create your reality consciously, that you're performing exercise inwardly. Therefore, you must exercise or train your brain to attract that which you desire. And that would mean what kind of mindset that you would have and what kind of thoughts that you would allow to run your life. And in order for you to be aware of that, you have to first realize that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. So my brother and my sisters, when you realize that the brain is a transmitter of frequency and a receiver of frequency, you will realize as you exercise your inner power by the use of your imagination, which is God in man, the creator in man, in order for you to create your reality consciously, and you are the feeling of your wish already being fulfilled, and you stay within that consciousness, knowing that you are pure consciousness, and that consciousness is the only reality. Consciousness is your true essence. And when I speak of consciousness, I'm speaking of your true being, or your God man. And so when you do that and you hold that feeling and go to bed with that feeling. You are taking that desire into another dimension. You're going beyond the physical. And in the spiritual world, your wish is the command of your God self, your higher self. So whatever you impress on your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind gonna give what you impress upon it. So my brothers and my sisters, the Bible teaches you that you must have or practice inner exercise so that you would see the outer manifestation. And that is why Habakkuk chapter 2 tells you, before you can do an exercise of visualization, that you must write down the vision and make the vision clear. And it also instructed you that the vision is for an appointed time, teaching you the law of gestation. And though it would tarry, that it would not fail. It is sure. It is a law. So my brothers and my sisters, that's the reason why you have to realize that the kingdom of God is within you. And that when you discover the kingdom of God within yourself, you'll also discover the secret of creation, and you'll be able to create your reality consciously. That's why Matthew 6:33 says that if you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, he said all these things that you so desire will be added unto you. And then in Matthew 6:6 it tells you must go in to your secret place, into your closet. And it tells you that the Father dwells in secret. The creative power is within you. Your imagination is referred to as the Father. The Father must come together with the mother, or the masculine must come together with the feminine. The conscious and the subconscious mind must come together to give you your manifestation. So, when you have a desire, it's a spiritual sensation that is taking place inwardly. Therefore, you are having a pregnancy. When you have a desire and you believe in that desire, you're actually pregnant. But in this pregnancy, this is a psychological and spiritual pregnancy that is taking place inwardly. And that is why when you manifest your desire, you refer to it as your brainchild. So when you understand the generative principle of bringing forth, you would realize that your thoughts, they can be creative or destructive. So you can take an abortion, a spiritual abortion, by having doubts and fear towards that which you so desire. And that is why some people do not see the manifestation in their life. But you've been encouraged in Psalms chapter 4 and verses 4 that you must commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Go into that place of stillness. Go into that place of meditation. Go into that place of using your imagination to get your manifestation. So my brother and my sisters, you must use your imagination. You must trust your imagination, because when you use your imagination by practicing meditation and visualization, that's how you are exercising your innermost being. So you got to exercise your mind. You got to exercise your brain. So one of the biggest problems with man today is that man just don't think. Man just do not exercise his brain. And that is why we've been born with certain faculties, like our will, our intuition, our imagination, our memory, our reasoning, our perception. And all of these qualities, we are to operate them in our life. These are the faculties of your mind, and no one can give it to you. You're born with it. So my brother and my sisters, you're born rich, but to access that riches that is in you, you have to exercise your inner self. You have to exercise your mind. And you can only do it through meditation. So, my brother, my sisters, this is just an encouragement I am giving to you to practice meditation, practice visualization, knowing that God and man are one, and that the self of man is God. For God is your imagination, the creator in man, and there's no other God. There's no God outside of himself. God is not a man in the sky. As a matter of fact, everything you behold without, it is within. So look within. Keep your focus within. And that's my encouragement to you. So I want to say, if this is the very first time you're listening to me and what I'm saying is really resonating with you, if it's making sense to you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share this video. But before I leave you, I just want to let you know that this message I bring to you as usual, that it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body be full of light. My brother, my sisters, my body was filled with light when the single eye awakes within me, when I wake from the dream of life and come to understand what it means when it says shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. For that twinkling of an eye is the opening of an eye. After you would have heard that great and after you would have experienced that great and mighty shaking, and you will have heard the unearthly wind, then you will ascend like a fire beam, and you will come out of your skull, and you become invisible, and find your body to be the tomb in which the Christ is buried. And my brother and my sisters, you would tell others of your experience, and some would doubt, but there are those who would believe and know that it is the truth that you are speaking. That's the reason why, my brother and my sister, I always encourage each and everyone who listens to me not to ever let anyone deceive or brainwash you to make you believe that the single eye above the pyramid and the US dollar, that it's an evil symbol. No, it is the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your imagination. For you will have an awakened imagination and come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And truly, the sun has never withheld any good thing from humanity, for the sun is what powers all of humanity and gives all of humanity its energy. Also in Malachi chapter 4 verses 2, you're told that the sun, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And truly the sun has risen in me, and I'm bringing healing to all of humanity, encouraging each and every one to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.